Hello students, today we'll be starting with the last 3 questions, remaining questions of exercise 3.3 of our chapter 3, that is understanding quadrilateral. So today we'll start with question number 10. So let us see what is given in question number 10. It's given that explain how this figure is a trapezium, which of its two sides are parallel. If you can see in the figure, in the question within the bracket it's given figure 3.32 and also a diagram which is numbered as figure 3.32 is drawn. It's a trapezium. So let me draw the diagram for you first. So please students, I would like to tell you that all of you please draw the diagram with pencil and scale. Now you can see this is your given diagram KLMN. Now this is a trapezium. If you have forgotten, I would like to remind you that a trapezium is a quadrilateral, that is a four-sided closed figure where it has only one side of one pair of parallel sides. See, this and these are parallel, whereas this and these are not parallel. It cannot have two pair of parallel sides. So it is given in the question, how can you say that this is a trapezium and which of these two sides are parallel? Now we'll write down. See, we know that it's not a calculative sum, you just have to write down give the reasoning. We know that a quadrilateral which have only one pair of parallel sides is called a trapezium, right? And in the figure, so from the figure what you can see, you see there is only one pair of parallel sides. And what are the pair of parallel sides? You can see that this KL is parallel. You write this parallel symbol is this to capital letter I, don't give the bars. KL parallel to NM. Okay, and we cannot say that these two are parallel. So therefore the given figure is a trapezium. So this is the explanation for the first part of the question. Now what do we have in the second part? Which of its two sides are parallel? So obviously the sides KL and NM. So we write the sides KL and NM are parallel. Okay, so these are the two parallel sides. So this is how you write down the solution for it. There is no calculation, just from your observation you have to justify why this particular diagram is a trapezium. Okay, we have two more questions in this exercise. I'll do it for you now. Let us move on to question number 11 now. Now let us move on to question number 11. It is given, find measure of angle C. M angle C means measure of angle C. In figure 3.33, there are different figures given in the book. So please refer to the figure number given and the diagram that you need if AB parallel to DC. So let me draw the diagram for you now. Now all of you can see this is the diagram for question number 11. Now it is said that this side AB is parallel to DC and I have to find the measure of angle C. Now this is not a parallelogram, so I cannot say adjacent angles are supplementary or opposite angles are equal and all. So what can we do here? Now if you see, these two are parallel sides and this are the two transversal. So when this is a transversal, this and this are the angles on the same side of the transversal BC, right? See, AB is parallel to CD or DC and BC is the transversal, means the line you have got in your class 7, what is a transversal. Now this angle and this angle are on the same side of the transversal, and we know the angles on the same side of the transversal, when we add them we get it as 180 degree. So we can use that particular formula to solve this sum. So what we'll do, from the figure, we are referring the figure, so we'll write from the figure, it's given, what is given first we'll write AB is parallel to DC. If AB is parallel to DC, so I can write, so BC is the transversal. Now see, AD is also the transversal, but we are not using any of this part for calculation. So I will not unnecessarily write the thing. So BC is the transversal. Okay, sorry, here please see here, angle B plus angle C, these two, is equal to 180 degree. Now how come this is this? Angles on the same side of the transversal, their sum gives you 180 degree. You don't have to write everything. The sum of the angles on the same sides of the transversal gives you 180. Just you have to mention this. Now B is given as 120 degree, angle C we don't know, and 180. Now it looks like an equation. Let's solve it. Angle C is equal to 180 degree minus 120 degree. This implies angle C is equal to 60 degree. So this isn't it the measure of angle C? So you can write, therefore measure of angle C is equal to 60 degree. Write the degree properly, and hence we have the solution. Okay. Now let us move on to the last question of the exercise, that is question number 12. What is given in question number 12? Find the measure of angle P and angle S if SP parallel to RQ in the figure 3.34. I'll need the figure again. Let us draw the figure now. Okay. Let's continue. You can see this is the given diagram. Here this is 130 degree. PQRS is the name of the figure, and this is marked as this, and you know whenever it's marked like this, it's 90 degree. Now let us write down what are the things given here. Given SP is parallel to RQ. Okay, when you write SP, you don't write it as QR, you write it RQ. Okay, then what is given again? Angle Q is equal to 130 degree and angle R is equal to 90 degree. Okay, now if this is parallel to this, which are the transversals? This and this are the transversal. Why I will be using both? Because I need to find both angle S and angle P. Okay, so let us do it that way. So PQ, this, and SR, this one, are the transversals. Now I'll be using the same formula property as the previous one. See, if these two are parallel and this is the transversal, can I write P and Q as 180 degrees, some of them? So therefore angle P plus angle Q is equal to 180 degree. Angles, I'll write the condition, on the same side of the transversal. Sorry for this. Okay, this implies, what is P? We don't know P. What is Q? Is equal to 130 degree, right? Is equal to 180 degree. Let's solve this. Angle P is equal to 180 degree minus 130 degree. This implies angle P is equal to 50 degrees. So I found one. Now this I have got. Now to find this one, we know some of the angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. I can find it that way also. One is that way. Or we can use this one as the transversal. Now these two parallel, this is the transversal, and I can write angle S plus angle R is equal to 180 degree. So let's do it by this method. Again, angle R plus angle S, this on this transversal, is equal to 180 degree. Same condition as this. Angles on the same side of the transversal. Okay, so angle R is equal to how much? 90 degree. S is equal to, I don't know, and this is 180 degree. Sorry, let's see this one. So please see this. Angle S is equal to 180 degree minus 90 degree. This implies angle S equal to 90 degree. Now we have both of them. Okay, so therefore angle P, which I was asked to find, is equal to 50 degree I have got, and also I have found angle S is equal to 90 degree. If you add all of this is 50 degree, this is P is 50 degree, S is 90 degree, 90, 90. If you add them, you will get 360 degree, because sum of the angle, all the angles of a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degree, which you have already done. Now this is the last sum of our exercise. We'll move on to our next exercise in our next video. I'll not be giving you any homework for today's class. I hope you have understood the thing. Okay, please practice regularly and go through the properties of different types of quadrilaterals as and when required. I hope the explanation was helpful. Everyone, you need to practice as and when required. We will go to the next exercise, and then please always draw the diagrams using scale and pencil. Okay, I have used the sketch pen here so that it looks bright in the video and it's clear for all of you. Please not a freehand diagram. Okay, all of you just use scale. Now all of you, as we finish this chapter, we'll move on to obviously the new chapter. Now everyone, keep on practicing the sums. Stay safe, everyone, take care, stay at home. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.